welcome all of you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. This afternoon, the Auburn Tigers against the Bulldogs of Georgia. Redcoat band on the field prior to the kickoff. Every ticket has been sold, but not every seat has been filled. But the crowd is going to be announced at north of 92,000. And yes, the Auburn band has made the 3-hour trip up from Auburn, Alabama. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. We welcome you to Sanford Stadium. Let's talk first about Auburn. A 1-2 start. Right. They really stumbled out of the gate. Gary, they've now won 6 in a row, and it's been fueled by their running game. They will be absent the SEC's leading rusher. Cameron Petway, heading for a touchdown last week against Vanderbilt. Pulled up. He is here with the team, but he is in cities. How do they account for his loss?
Well, I think the first thing Auburn has to do is depend on their defense. It's an elite defense, especially in that defensive line. Yes, they run the ball well, but the thing that stood out for Auburn all year has been their defense. It's been counted on now. Without Petway, it'll be Kerryon Johnson at running back. He was the starter and the featured back to begin this season until he got nicked, and then Petway kind of emerged. But I really think it's been the emergence of Sean White, the quarterback. Now, I was dead wrong on this Auburn offense. I thought they needed a runner at quarterback to really make this offense go. But Sean White has made it with efficiency and accuracy in throwing the football. He's made a difference in the offense. And as he goes, this Auburn offense has got better and better, and they've been almost unstoppable.
7-2 coming in. That's a contrast to Georgia. Kirby Smart in his first year, they got a 3-0 start, but they have stumbled badly. What do they got to play for?
A lot. They got this big game here, and their hope, I think, is Auburn is looking to Alabama. And they can take this game. Now, they're not going to save their season, but the taste might be a little bit better if they can knock off Auburn in this football game. Georgia has a young team, an emerging team, but a team that has a lot of mismatched parts. But they do one thing well. They stop the run well. And against Auburn, that gives them hope.
And you see the emergence of the Auburn Tigers. Dressed in white today, 7-2, winners of 6 in a row. And right behind them, dressed in their traditional home red, the Bulldogs of Georgia with a 5-4 record. They did win last week on a last-second field goal. Let's go down to the third member of our crew. Here's Allie LaForce.
Hey, Vern, as you know, Georgia won the first 3 games of the season, but they've lost 4 out of the last 6, and Coach Smart told us they've really struggled to find a theme or any consistency. So the coaching staff got together after the Florida loss. They decided to simplify everything for this team on both sides of the ball. That resulted in a win against Kentucky, which Maurice Smith told me did wonders for the confidence of this football team. He said they're really excited now for the challenge of Auburn. Auburn, on the other hand, has rattled off 6 straight wins, and the players made it very clear to me they are not looking past Georgia. Montravius Adams, specifically being from Georgia and coming back, said he had to really drown out the noise more than ever this week. And you know, as they say in a rivalry game, anything can happen, but a win for Georgia against Auburn, that could really make their season.
120 meetings between these two teams. Georgia has a lead of 1 game. And here's an ironic fact. Auburn leads games in Athens. Georgia has a lead in games played in Auburn. Auburn won the toss. They've deferred. And that means Georgia will get the ball to open the game. Daniel Carlson will kick off. Mercole Hardman, offensive back, is the deep man along with Brendan Douglas. Taken by Douglas, and take a knee as well. So touchback And let's introduce you to the Chick-fil-A. I knew he would do it. Starting lineups. Here's Jacob Eason, freshman from Lake Stevens, Washington.
Well, at this point in the season, you got to hang up that freshman tag. He's played enough football games now that he has to take the next step. And for Georgia to win this game, I think Jacob Eason's going to have to play his best game of the season. He has to anticipate his throws. He can now hang on to the football.
Nick Chubb will get the start at the running back spot. Blazevich starts in motion, applies the block. They try to get Chubb around the corner. Pretty good defensive unit and play. Let's set the offensive lineup now for the Bulldogs of Georgia. Catalina is a graduate transfer from Rhode Island. Nick Chubb is getting the start. He started this year. You all know he had the serious knee injury last year with 222 yards against North Carolina. But the yards have been preciously achieved since then. They'll give it to Chubb again. Yes. I think it's going to be just short of the first down. See where they spot the ball. Oh, they are going to give him the first down.
And just those quick hitting plays. Attack quickly using the quickness of the ball carrier against the quickness of that Auburn defensive front. Every time you try to stretch it out wide, it really allows that front four to really make a lot of plays. Good call by Georgia to start the game.
And the first down at the 35-yard line. Eason, 6'5", 225. Kind of slips as he gets rid of it, the handoff. And Chubb backs his way out to the 39-yard line. Defensively for Auburn. Lawson, he is a load. Defensive end. See the tackles Russell and Adams. They're a good one. Joshua Holsey, one of the cornerbacks, with game-saving interceptions in each of the last two games.
Oh, man.
Davis. He had his eyes upfield.
He sure did. Deshaun Davis had a 6-point play right there. Anticipated it, did a good job. He starts out in the middle, look at him reading his eyes, and almost bounced right to him.
That was Jonathan Ford, who was also making contact with the football now.
And he almost made contact with the receiver. Everything happened all at the same time right there.
Third down 8.
Remember, it was 2nd and 2.
Eason goes deep again. Oh, it's caught. Riley Ridley. You remember him, don't you? There's a flag again, and where's the flag?
It was on the catch to the side. Looks like the defensive back was holding on the play. The second great throw from Jacob Eason. Watch to the outside. There's Davis right there. He's holding his arm, so he ends up making a one-handed catch. Davis didn't think he could catch it. He goes, I'm holding on to the arm.
Pass interference, defense, number 31. Offside. Defense, number 4. Both penalties are declined. First down.
And it's a first down after a 59-yard gain.
And this one, again, a perfect throw on the play. He had one early, but watch this one. Offsides lined up in the neutral zone is what one was called, and then can't do it any better than that. Matthew Stafford would be impressed with that one.
59 yards, first down at the 15. Play that. Eason fires it. Incomplete. Caught by Blazevich. Tried to drag that foot.
Yeah, I think by the time he had it, he was out of bounds.
Yep.
He bobbled it once and he was out.
Yep. And the Verizon Red Zone, this is a statistical representation of the Georgia offense.
Here goes the Wildcat.
Terry Godwin.
He can throw. Not this time.
Well, he locked it. Oh, dear.
Not this time.
Wow, Trey Matthews.
Well, we got a flag down on the play, though. As Kirby said, we told you all week, if it's not there, throw it away. And I think Terry Godwin said I was trying to, just didn't do it very well.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchback. First down.
Well, when you're struggling on offense, you try to steal a play. And this time, Chigbu was the one. I think it was going to be this guy right here that was going to go down the field. He stalled. I don't know who was downfield on the play, to tell you the truth. Watching that, I did not see anyone downfield. I think the officials got confused on the play, but it didn't matter. It was picked off. And that is one of those plays where you call a trick play and you say, please, don't let it hurt us. And it did.
Well, the man in the end zone who made the interception, Trey Matthews, he's got a little history in this rivalry. Here's the interception off Godwin. Trey Matthews began his career at Georgia and was a part of one of the more memorable plays in these 120 years. Remember this? 4th and 18, Nick Marshall goes deep. And it's deflected by Trey Matthews for Georgia into the hands of Ricardo Lewis. Auburn wins. Gary remarkably said, it's the greatest college football finish I've ever seen. We'll never see anything like it.
I was right for a couple weeks.
Yeah, for 2 weeks. Then we had the kick 6. Trey Matthews transferred, sat out, and now makes the first interception of the game. Carry on. Johnson. It's time to introduce you to the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. At quarterback, Sean White came on, earned the spot in game 3. Sat out the first half of last week's victory over Vanderbilt. But on the whole, Gary, he's had a terrific season.
He has. He's doing it with smart play near the line of scrimmage, making a lot of great decisions. The ball handling is really tricky because he's not a big threat to run the ball. He has to do everything else at a high level. Ball handling, calling the right play, and obviously being accurate when he does throw the football.
Play action. Ryan Davis, number 83.
And here's where Auburn will try to go fast. When they have 3rd and short, they will try to go fast. And they are.
First down. Sure.
No, the ball's out. Yes, it was at the end of the play, and I didn't hear a whistle. They're calling it back to Auburn.
Offensively for Auburn. James Kozan Golson. Down at the bottom, the one freshman starter, Darius Slayton. He caught his first touchdown pass of the year last week. Kerryon Johnson at the 21.
Johnson again the ball.
Again, remember, only one team all year. Now, we're looking at talking about the power of the Auburn running game. That's their trademark. But only one team all year has outrushed the Georgia team, and that was Florida. They rushed for 100 yards in 48 attempts. So this Georgia defense has done a really good job of controlling the other team's running game.
First down, Wildcat. Chandler Cox, number 27, took the direct snap. Defensively for the Bulldogs. Marshall getting his start, one of 2 freshmen in the defensive line, the other being Julian Rochester. And you see the remainder of the defensive 11. White's back. And they'll give the ball. He slipped. Kerryon Johnson did as he made his cut. Malcolm Parrish was the closest man defensively.
So trying to pry out the strategy from defenses against this Auburn attack. is tough, isn't it, Vern?
Yes.
I mean, we need WikiLeaks, basically, to try to figure out how to stop him on this. But it does appear the strategy is keep it simple, and up front you have to control your man with 2 hands and not get blown off the line of scrimmage up front. Let the linebackers make the plays.
3rd down 3.
Just like that.
Kerryon Johnson again. That's his 7th carry already. And again, Captain Cutway injured, not suitable.
The reason I'm talking about how the defensive line is more important to control the blockers is Trenton Thompson, the #1 tackler on the defensive line. When we were talking to the staff, they said he might not play as much in this game because he's more of a freelancer. We need our guys up front to stay solid and stay disciplined.
And he is among a quartet of late additions. Out defensively. Play action. White. Down the middle she goes. Incomplete at the 30-yard line. Intended for Marcus Davis. And Mauger, that's interesting. Quincy is a senior. And for years he's been known as Quincy Mauger. He asked this year that you pronounce it the French way. Mauger.
All right, you'll be in charge of that.
Thank
but I'll
you.
be in charge of this. That was a really accurate throw by Sean White, but it was great coverage, and that's what you're forcing. Sean White forces the defense. He's so accurate, you have to be there. If they're wide open, he does not miss them.
Sweep. Eli Stove. Number 12.
Motion starting.
There's the cornerback, Baker. That's a game of 12. Move the chain. Gus Malzahn, 4th year as the head coach at Auburn. Or they run the ball, don't they? Kerryon Johnson.
Watch how tricky and disciplined you have to be. A late shift by Sean White, and then the motion starts right away. If you're on defense, being able to recognize all this is tough. And now watch Georgia. If Auburn substitutes, Georgia substitutes. The Wildcats comes in, it doesn't matter. Anytime Auburn substitutes, Georgia will substitute to try to slow them down.
And this time the Wildcat position filled by Kerryon Johnson. He tosses it to Truitt. That may be the cheapest forward pass.
Love it. Love it. You will be playing if that was a good block that time by Chandler Cox, numbers 27 on the edge. He is really valuable, like in that Jay Plosh position for Auburn.
Here's Kerryon Johnson. Shoved out of bounds, but another substantial gain.
You know, when you watch this Auburn offense, you can't help but think of like watching the triple option offenses that we see in Navy, Army, Air Force. They run their play so fast because they only have a handful. Yep, and everybody for Auburn touches the ball. You don't know who's going to get it.
Here's the sweep. Eli Stove inside the 5 and down at the 3.
This is the 13th play of this drive, and it's technically 4 passes, but there's 2 of them right there. One like that, and we saw one like that earlier. So you can see when this offense is rolling, they come at you from every direction.
Up the middle, spin. Well, his knee didn't go down until he got that last second surge.
And the surprising thing again is, you know, we're so used to this offense working with a Cam Newton or a Nick Marshall, but Sean White's not keeping it. You know, I mean, it's not like he's a threat. He carries the ball occasionally. I know he's had 48 attempts, but a lot of those have been sacks. They count him back in the Wildcat.
Stove, Kerryon Johnson. Surges over right guard. Ball loose.
And I think they called touchdown first.
They did.
Johnson carries for the Auburn touchdown.
Kerryon Johnson's 12th carry already.
Get some push. Can't tell from that look if he crossed the line or not. I did notice that Golson, number 73, yes, his ball, the football went across and then it was kicked out. Good job by Kerryon Johnson to reach out and touch the line and break the plane. Impressive drive, 15 plays.
Daniel Carlson has never missed an extra point try. That's 133 in a row.
And remember, it all started after an interception on the other end of it when Georgia tried to steal some points, and it hurt them bad.
Well, that was a pretty impressive drive.
Yeah, it sure was. It does appear that Auburn found new life when Mississippi State upset Texas A&M, because had that not happened, Auburn did not have the tiebreaker with A&M, and now they can feel it. You know, they know they control their own destiny. They win this game, they're going to go into Tuscaloosa with the chance, as Vern told you at the beginning, to go to Atlanta.
Carlson will kick off. That will be a touchback for Cole Hardman. Toss. Jump. Out to the 31.
What Nick Chubb does so well is turning a 3 or 4 yard run into a 6-yard run. And that all helps this offense, because they do not want to get against this elite pass rushing team into that pass protection scheme. Gets hit, keeps his balance, and dives forward for an extra 2 yards.
And he'll get a rest now as Sonny Michel comes in.
They all might get a rest. I might be the fastest first quarter since we did LSU, Alabama. Oh, that was last week.
7-0. Auburn with a 15-play drive. Here's one of the keys, the interception thrown by Terry Godwin. And then Kerryon Johnson leans out. Kaboom. Georgia's had some missed opportunities, especially that 40-yard pass negated by a penalty, and the interception by former Bulldog Trey Matthews in the end zone. 7-0. And a 2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs. Jacob Eason. Godwin starts in motion to the right side. 4-man Auburn rush. Eason across the middle. Caught by Isaac Nata, 5-star.
I think they knocked it out of him, though.
Oh, did they?
Yes, they did, right at the end.
See, I turned too quickly.
Yes. Well, you want to be on TV, don't you?
I'm anxious for the on-camera. What do you think?
Boy, if I'm Jim Chaney calling plays for Georgia, I've just noticed what Auburn did to my defense, and I'm thinking, how do I manufacture some plays? I've hit a deep pass. I've tried to call a halfback pass. I think I need to help my offense. Will it work? Not sure. I know one thing. He does not want to get into a situation where he has to throw on long yards like this. 3rd and short, he's okay.
Yep. Sonny Michel with the first down. Pass and catch and a run.
Yeah, as long as he can get the ball in and out of his hands, and this time get Michel one-on-one on the linebackers or safeties, I think he feels good about it. It's those long yardage ones. I just think he says, how do I stay out of 3rd and long? He's calling this whole game thinking about that.
Jim Chaney walked into our meeting yesterday and he said, if we run the ball, we'll win. If we don't, we can't. Goodbye, I'll see you tomorrow.
And that was part of the act, and then he told us some other stuff.
Yes, that's right. Michel breaks a tackle and surges down to the 45 or just inside it. That's a 14-yard.
I do like when they do run it, they attack it quickly. Good block by the outside by Catalina on the outside edge. Isaiah Wynn, number 77, did a really good job, but they are attacking quickly when they run the ball up the middle. Really a good running attack so far early in this game for Georgia.
At a 1st down, Nick Chubb back alongside, well, behind Jacob Eason. Oh boy, not this time. Montravius Adams, who's a stellar defensive tackle.
Yeah, it was blown up quickly on the outside. It was going to be a trap power block, but watch it get shut down right away. Bang from the outside by Marlon Davidson, then just eaten up by Montravius Adams. Great defense. Marlon Davidson, a true freshman, took on that block and allowed Adams to make the tackle for the loss.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Oops.
That's scary for Nick Chubb right
Yes,
there.
it
He got
is.
grabbed by that leg right as he went. I think it was Davis that ended up just grabbing on Chubb as he went by, and good to see him get up.
Well, a lot of speculation about whether Chubb will return. He told us yesterday he has not made a decision about declaring for the NFL. There was almost an air of resignation in his demeanor.
He did not seem as bright and happy as we've seen him before.
No. Eason. A lot of time. Stride for stride. Goes deep.
That's
There's
going
a
to be
flag.
interference. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, come on.
That's a catchable ball.
Riley Ridley, and there were 2 officials looking at it. Javaris Davis.
Well, Javaris Davis knew he was beat. He said, I'll take a 15-yard penalty. He grabs him right there.
Oh,
my goodness.
Gosh.
That's
What
a
in the
tough one.
world?
I think the official thought that that they caught their feet together, and that's why he fell down, but he was grabbing him. Watch, their feet collide, but he doesn't see him grab him with his left hand. That's a tough call for Georgia.
Cool. Bryce Ramsey on to punt. High. And a fair catch called for and taken.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Sometimes you can't catch a break. And a little controversy here.
Yeah, Vern, you know, we showed the one official, but I thought maybe he could have got a little help here, because look at the deep official right there. He's got his eyes on the play. He could have helped and seen it, that he could have driven it. The back judge could have helped on that one and saw the left hand with the tug.
That's Grantis Bell, the back judge. He had the best view of it, no question. Brett Lashley goes a long way back with Gus Malzahn. He was a quarterback for Gus when Gus was a high school coach in Arkansas.
Look at how Georgia is slowing down Auburn by subbing. Anytime Auburn subs, Georgia does as well.
Play action to it. White got him. 3rd down coming up.
Great coverage that time. Sean White was trying to get a play-action pass. A lot of motion, a lot of ball handling, nothing there. And he had to run out of the pocket and take the sack. But you know why? Nothing downfield. Everybody's blanketed. Might have late been able to get one to the outside, but by that time, Sean White was running for his life.
2:40 to go. Jonathan Ledbetter with the sack. It's 3rd and 13.
See how Georgia always substitutes. Anytime Auburn does, so does Georgia.
Hand it off. No. 4th down. Georgia has used one of its timeouts earlier in the game.
One of those young defensive linemen, David Marshall, also helped Trenton Thompson. Number 51 helped 78. Watch 51. Whoa. Slow him down. And then Trenton Thompson makes the tackle. Good team defensive line work that time.
It's going to bring on Kevin Phillips. Isaiah McKenzie in his career has 4 punt returns for touchdowns. And again,
perfect punt.
Is it ever?
He's not a deep punter. He's very accurate, puts it in that 30 to 40-yard range, and it's really hard to get a return.
See what Auburn has in mind defensively. They stunt. Eason is sacked. That's what
Got to get rid of the ball. At this point, Jacob Eason has to understand, especially on 1st down, if it's not there right away, get rid of it. You know you're getting overwhelmed up front.
Lawson and Montravius Adams. There's Adams, number 1.
Yeah, Montravius Adams is the monster in this game. No one is coming close to handling his pass rush. Might be doing a decent job in the running game against them, but Gilliard, number 53, has his hands full in the passing game.
Eason, deep right side, overthrows Ridley. Let's take a look at what Montravius Adams has done today.
Well, not only is he a load at size at 310, but his athletic ability to move and get off the ball reminds you of Nick Fairley up there the way he's playing. I've seen a lot of draft reports, have not seen him as a first-round draft pick, but he may be playing his way up there because right now, that's as good as you can do it up front.
Up the middle, third down. That's going to leave it fourth. And a punting situation.
I'm surprised Auburn doesn't take a timeout here and force Georgia into making a decision.
1 minute to go.
Nope, they're going to stay with it. Fourth down.
Yeah. Bryce Ramsey on the punt, which he has done very effectively here in the first half.
Auburn put no one back. They played totally safe that time. They're going to get out of the half. They're going to take a knee. 7-0 going into halftime.
So the ball at the 9 with 17 seconds remaining. Interesting decision by Gus Malzahn.
Well, considering, you know, what's happened to Georgia here in this half. An interception in the end zone, 3 sacks. I think they go in at halftime saying, hey, 7-0 ball game against Auburn. We got to be happy with that. Auburn has shown they could run their offense when they get it going, but Kirby's defense has done well. Good football game.
The 1 touchdown, 15-play, 80-yard drive. Kerryon Johnson scored it. Now time for Inside Access, presented by AT&T, official sponsor of the SEC. Here's Allie with Gus Malzahn.
Coach, the guys in the booth wondering, why'd you let the clock bleed down and not call a timeout?
Well, we were thinking they were going to go for it, and so I didn't want to give them any time. We're up 7-0. We get the ball coming out, and that's the reason.
Coach, in the first half, you were able to run the ball consistently, but just 25 yards through the air. How would you like to see that balance change, if at all, in the second half?
Well, we do. We need to make some plays through the air. There's no doubt, but we got to run the football too. And our defense is playing great. We just need to score a few more times.
Georgia was able to make a few big plays through the air in the first half. They didn't capitalize on them, but how do you prevent those in the second half?
Well, our defense did a great job once they got in the red zone, and they've been doing that all year, and we need to do that continue in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allie.
Yeah, I think the big plays was it, you know, down the sideline. That's about the whole offense, and the no call was another big part of it.
End of the first half with our score 7-0 Auburn. Let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio. See a haze here in Georgia. There are forest fires in the northern mountains of this state, and it's been a little bit like that for 2 or 3 days. 7-0. Are you surprised at the closeness of the score?
Yes, you know, Georgia's been playing good defense lately. They do well against the run, and I figured this was one of those games where, you know, everything in this game was Georgia. They wanted this football game really bad, and Auburn wants to get to Alabama. So it's a little bit of a trap game. And remember, this is only the 3rd road game for Auburn this year. They still, in the SEC, they still have to play at the end of their schedule here in Georgia and, of course, in Tuscaloosa to finish off the season.
Well, Auburn will get the ball to open the second half.
I guess the other surprise is how gray my hair is when I was watching the dancing there.
I hope you concur with me that we're not doing that again.
I mean, it's really not, as you look here, let's go. One of the teams that really emphasize going fast is Auburn. They had 32 opportunities. Of course, you can't go fast on the first play. 16 times they either substituted, and we talked about how good Georgia did against their substituting. They decided to go slow 5 times. They only went fast 6 times, all rushes, 5 of them by Kerryon Johnson. And really, except for that one drive, has not been a factor. Georgia has done a great job against the tempo offense of Auburn.
Kerryon Johnson has run it now. Oh, play fake and dropped behind the line. That was Chandler Cox.
Well, I think the question that Allie asked Gus of, listen, you got to help your team out with a little bit of the passing game. They decided to come right out with it and try to loosen up the Georgia defense. We showed you that passing chart by Sean White, when he's effective, he's accurate. He was accurate there. They dropped it.
White has to throw it left, and he misfires trying to connect with Kerryon Johnson. Reggie Carter had the pressure on the play, and it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and again, nowhere to throw the ball. Plenty of time to throw this one. Where do you throw it? Nothing there. He had to dump it off, as Vern said. Reggie Carter made the play.
Late ad offensively. 3rd down 10. First series, 3rd quarter.
Well, Georgia continued to blitz. Remember, before they did. This time, no.
White. Intercepted. Picked off by Maurice Smith. Convoy. Touchdown, Georgia.
Maurice Smith has been having a great season for Georgia. The transfer from Alabama gets a knot, and it doesn't count for Alabama.
That's right. Non-offensive touchdown.
Pick 6 to start it the whole second half. How about that?
Here is Rodrigo Blankenship, the walk-on field goal kicker.
I'll show you what Sean White saw. He did not stay with his read. He guessed. He got one look, and then he stopped. Watch Smith go out and then come back in. He thinks he's going to go out. He stops, and he gets right in front of the defender. A misread by Sean White. It costs him big time, and Auburn big time.
How about that for the start to the 3rd quarter? We are tied 7-7.
Boy, the haze makes that setting sun something different.
Something?
It's about how red hot Gus Malzahn is. Interesting first series for Auburn. 3 straight pass plays.
Boom. 4th Auburn possession of the 3rd quarter.
That's it. Nobody needs to fly in, do anything else from the committee.
No.
We're done.
It's good to have you as a resource. You know.
Thanks to all the guys in the truck. We only worked on that for about 4 days and a couple hours today to get that thing correct.
6 yards on 1st down. Four down to Georgia. Blitz coming from the outside linebacker. Roquan Smith was there, and Davin Bellamy.
Yes, and again, the middle of that defensive line for Georgia is just getting a standoff. They're putting their hands on the offensive lineman for Auburn and just holding right there. They're not trying to make tackles. They're letting everybody else come and make tackles. It takes great discipline not to try to be the star, but that's their job in this game. Get a stalemate.
And 2. White backs up, fires it behind.
That could have been picked off right there.
Indeed. DeAndre Baker.
Well, Sean White, as I said before, has been not able to practice full go, and it may be catching up with him because he is not having the efficient game throwing the ball that he had when his hot streak was going on. That was a good 4 or 5 yards behind the receiver and should have been intercepted.
Kevin Phillips to punt. That's another 3 and out for Auburn in this half.
We all need to practice. It doesn't feel like it, you know, but when you're a quarterback, you're just taking those days off and not getting the reps. It really adds up.
McKenzie, it'll scoot right by him and limp to a stop at the 21, perhaps the 22. First down 10, Georgia. Eason up under center again. Around the corner, Chubb. Thrown out of bounds.
Nice patience. Great vision by Nick Chubb this time. Get a stalemate up front, bounces outside, and then turns the corner. And again, as Ali told you, he's not really 100%. I always think these knees are a 2-year injury. And considering how severe his was, it's amazing to watch him play football. But let's hope he gets back all 100% because he was one of the elite football players in all of college football. And look at that. No brace, no nothing.
Yeah. Pretty healthy scar, you can see. Chubb now 70 yards on 14 carries. Eason pops it. Isaac Nauta, the tight end.
We talked about getting the ball in and out of your hands fast, especially on first down. Remember when he had that sack earlier on first down? He had an opportunity on that one to throw a short pass or throw it away. Learning step by step, learning to keep that offense at least in neutral position and not going in reverse.
10 of 19 for 170 now for Eason. He did have a 40-yard completion called back because of the penalty. Chubb probing and might be enough for the first.
Well, this defense by Auburn, coordinated this year by Kevin Steele. I don't know the cities for this matchup, but I do know in the last 6 years, Auburn has had 5 different defensive coordinators.
Kirby Smart, Georgia grad.
Yeah, Kirby Smart's ecstatic with this. Remember, he played it safe at half. He punted, got the turnover and a touchdown, and he could, his hope, get this game into the fourth quarter. Georgia stole it last year with an Isaiah McKenzie punt return. I think he'd be ecstatic to get to the fourth quarter this year with a football game.
Ball is at 42. Or 3. Eason got a gun. Jeb Blazevich with this catch. Remember that Eason was recruited by Mark Richt out of Lake Stevens, a 5-star recruit, top quarterback prospect. And then Mark Richt was fired, wound up at Miami. And they had to re-recruit Jacob Eason. He did make a trip down to Florida. Kirby Smart made a trip to Lake Stevens and got the commitment renewed. First year. Well, let's see if we can get that into the stands.
One of the things that Jim Chady, the offensive coordinator, remember, he coached Drew Brees at Purdue, has been trying to tell Jacob is just give me a neutral. Just give me nothing on some of these plays. I don't want the negatives. That's what he asked for right there. If I call a play that's not there, just get it back. If it was 2nd and 5, give me 3rd and 5. And that time he got it.
7-7 game. 3:03 to go, third quarter. Werner, backup tight end, was a motion man. Eason got him. First down. Isaac Nauta, the freshman tight end, 6'4", 248 with another huge catch, 17 yards.
Well, if you're playing man-to-man, you run the pick plays. Slot picks for Nauta, forces the defense to come underneath it. Easy first down. Design play, everybody has it. You just got to have the guts to throw it to those tight ends. They are so valuable against that man coverage.
First down at the 35. Blitz again. Michelle goes right, doesn't get anything.
Well, here's the part of the field that Gus Malzahn told Allie at half that he's so proud of his defense. They've been doing it all year. When a team gets near that scoring zone, they don't let them get down there. They're right at that field goal edge right now in a tie game. Let's see if the Auburn defense can keep Georgia out of field goal range. Will Kevin Steele attack now with a blitz, or will he just make a four-man rush? Four.
Little flip. Isaiah McKenzie. Kind of dropped at the 34.
Yeah, by the old Georgia teammate.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was a teammate of Isaiah McKenzie, but he was a teammate of some of these Georgia Bulldogs. He's got an interception and a clean open field tackle. We talked about how good Auburn does it. Trey Matthews, who struggled a year ago with those shoulder problems, had surgery on both shoulders, come back healthy, is the quarterback of that defense.
It's 3rd down and 9. Eason. Got it. Riley Ridley.
Well, Eason felt the pressure and he threw it falling away, but he has such of arm strength that he gunned it in there, and then Ridley fell forward for the first down, picking up that first down. Remember, it was, what, 2nd and 15, and they picked it up?
Yes, it was.
10th play of this drive.
Oh, dear. Chubb goes back.
Still alive.
They're still scrambling for it.
Chubb missed it, and then I think Eason got it. So Kirby Smart will get out of the 3rd quarter, but not the way he wanted to get out of the 3rd quarter, because that was a bad snap and almost a disaster.
Brandon Cablano is the center.
That ball never made it 6 inches off the ground, did it?
No. That is the end of 3. Sanford Stadium in Athens. 7-7. We'll return to Athens right after this message and a word from your local station. Looks like Christmas all of a sudden. We begin the 4th. Sanford Stadium in Athens. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce. A game tied at 7. And after that 14-yard loss on the bad snap, 2nd down and 24. Into the flat. Michelle reverses field. It's going to be 3rd down. Well, we saw the stats, Gary, as we went to break. I think the most surprising thing is the productivity of the Georgia defense in the 3rd quarter.
4 series for Auburn, 4 3-play series. I think they missed Cameron Petway big time. Cameron Petway has carried the ball for Auburn 100 times on 1st down for 600 yards. They do not have that 1st down back, and they miss his power in this football game. 20 carries for Kerryon Johnson. They don't have anybody else.
Michelle limped off. Here's Eason into the flat. And that's going to set up.
And it'll be about 45, 46-yard field goal.
Yep. And the kicker is Rodrigo Blankenship. There's Sony Michel, who limped off. Now, Blankenship missed his first field goal. He replaced a young man named William Ham. He's now hit 9 in a row. Take a look. He's got the specs on. This from 45 to give Georgia the lead. Jacob Eason is the holder. Rodrigo Blankenship. Could be. Got it!
Got a new folk hero here, don't we? And this was dead straight. Beautiful shot.
Rodrigo Blankenship has now hit 10 in a row.
And talking about missing Petway, this offense for Auburn is built around tempo, misdirection, play action passes, and remember what I start with, physical football, and that's what they're missing. The running back with the physical part. Remember Peyton Barber last year, without Petway, it's really leaning on Kerryon Johnson, who's really nicked with an ankle himself and maybe not even 100%. And the next leading carrier has 2 carries, 20 by Johnson and 2 by the second leading rusher.
There's Blankenship, drills it. And it's a touchback. Sean White, now 4 of 12 for 19 yards. Goes deep. Incomplete. 10-7 Georgia here. Early moments, 4th quarter. Here's White, batted down again. That's Trenton Thompson.
Six offensive linemen in the game. That tight end is actually a tackle right there to the outside, Braden Smith. And this time Trenton Thompson says no way.
Can it be 5 series of 3 plays?
And if they throw again here, it'll be the second time that they've thrown 3 passes in a row. The first to start the 3rd quarter and maybe the first to start the 4th quarter.
Defensive switch, blitz coming up the middle. Sean White off his back heel. I think we're going to have holding.
And he's very lucky he didn't throw that another 1.5 yards, or it would have been an interception as well. Another blitz up the middle.
Holding.
Another pressure up the middle.
That penalty is declined. 4th down.
That time it was Aaron Davis, the safety, coming right up the guard center gap, and Sean White just got rid of it.
And that's 5 series now of 3 plays.
I would not be surprised if Gus Malzahn is contemplating putting in John Franklin. He may need another runner. He's down to 1 runner in his attack, and it's not working.
Kevin Phillips to punt. McKenzie, who broke this game and won it for Georgia last year with a punt return for a touchdown. Nice and high. McKenzie tries to get outside. Now cuts it upfield. What a marvelous return for Isaiah McKenzie.
He was waiting for his chance, wasn't he? This ball was just deep enough for him to take the opportunity.
Longest punt return by an Auburn opponent this year. That one for 20. Well, there was a ceremony at the first time out back in the first half to welcome back Hines Ward under the arches. First time back since he graduated. There's the hug between Hines Ward and Kirby Smart. They were teammates. And he's better than you and me.
Yes, for sure. He was a running back in '94. His teammate Terrell Davis, 2 Super Bowl MVPs in the same backfield that year for Georgia.
Good block at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, great running there by Sony Michel. Michel and Chubb both asked for a meeting with offensive coordinator Jim Chaney. They said, come on, we're good football players. We got to get the ball more than we're getting it. And Jim Chaney, Kirby Smart agreed, and there's been more of a commitment to getting Chubb and Michel more touches.
2nd down and 1.
And the clock keeps ticking.
Does it ever. 6:35 to go. Both teams full complement of timeouts. Christian Payne is the fullback here on 2nd and 1. And off, cut back, Chubb.
That was a great read by Chubb that time. Instead of following his fullback, Christian Payne, he felt the hole inside. He gave up on the fullback and went the other way. Watch us. He feels it, and cuts back at just the right time. Backside blockers doing a good job, but remember, they only needed a yard for a first down. Chubb showing why so many people believed he was one of the great players and running backs in college football.
Oh, he had that amazing
instinctive runner and powerful.
Brian Harrion on now. Auburn's had it for exactly 20 minutes. Toss.
Outside again.
Harrion. Hang on. And he did.
And usually it's the Auburn team that piles up the plays against the opponent. But in the second half, it's been 32 plays to 18 plays. I know it's 18 plays for Auburn, right, Vern?
Yeah, it's
6 possessions, 3 times.
It's easy to figure out. I'll put my sociology major to good work.
You do this for 11 years together, you really can just get that. No problem.
Second down, 9.
This formation, this bunch formation, has given Auburn trouble to the outside. Can they do it again?
Chubb puts his head down and drives to the 32. 5:15 to go. Third down.
So do you let Jacob Eason throw the football? He's kind of earned the right in this football game. He's 19 for 30. He's not had the big mistake. Really hard to believe you're going to be able to run the ball and you're not really in field goal position. Is it 4-down territory? That's the question for Chaney and Smart.
Third down, 6. Mims goes top of the screen. Eason back. Has time. Crossing route. Isaac Nada. And a first down at the 14-yard line.
Same play. Remember the play? Picking for the tight end. Go back to it. It worked before. Run it again. Pick from the slot. Cross it. There it is. Safe play. Trust your quarterback. He's accurate. Gets it to him. And Nada, the 2 true freshmen, move the chains for a first down. Kevin Steele has to come with the blitz now. He has to force a turnover. He can't play safe. He's got to force tackle for loss, big sack, or a turnover. There's Kevin with the card in front of him.
Eason now 20 of 31 for 209. And they'll use the toss again. He's got some help. Chubb inside the 10. And the clock now shows 3:50 to go.
And you know what's amazing for this Auburn defense? They're used to their offense tiring out the other team's defense. The Auburn defense is fatiguing now. The plays in the second half of this game have mounted up, and their offense has not had anything but a 3 and out. The defense is getting tired, and they're getting tired while Georgia huddles every time.
Yeah.
When you move the ball, you can make a defense tired.
It's Sony Michel in the backfield now. They toss it to him. He comes right. Outside and out of bounds at the 6-yard line. And let's go down to Allie LaForce.
Vern, Auburn is missing 2 defenders right now. Carlton Davis is dealing with a right ankle injury, and he's getting it retaped. And Stephen Roberts is dealing with cramping. They're trying to massage it out and giving him Gatorade, trying to get him back in this game as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that may be, but it's those defensive linemen that are really having the problem right now. Remember, Jim Chaney said I need to get it in the 4th quarter because they're fast in the 1st quarter. Will they be fast in the 4th quarter? He was talking about those defensive linemen.
2:51 to go. First and goal, toss. Left, Michel. And he is gang tackled. It'll be second down.
Oh, look at Gus Miles on take a timeout here. 2:42 to go. Remember, the timeouts are worth way more on defense. Offense, you don't need them as much in college football.
Jim Chaney.
If he's got to play, if they get it in the end zone, I got to put Chubb in the game, I'll tell you number 1. But if you got a play you believe in, you're calling it here on second down. The one you really think can score. Second down is when you need it.
There's Nick Chubb.
He's in the game.
Last guy in the huddle will be Jacob Eason, the freshman quarterback. Second down and goal. Gus Malzahn's team has won 6 in a row after a 1-2 start. I asked you at the beginning of our day telecast, what does Georgia have to play for? And you said this game.
Yep.
Christian Payne will lead the way. Chubb back to the line of scrimmage.
Timeout again by Malzahn. Good use of the timeouts. Can't let Georgia eat 40 seconds in between these plays each time.
Jacob Eason. Chubb is in there. Coach, what you got?
Interesting that Kirby Smart is down talking to the linesman. I wonder if he's considering going for it on 4th down with the obvious position that he would call a timeout, maybe with 1 second to go.
3rd and goal.
I would throw it. I would have thrown it on 2nd down, to tell you the truth. I don't think they could have run it in from the 2nd down play. Let's see what he's got here. They're going to trick play. They're going to stack it directly.
There they are. The reverse, the pass. Got a man in the end zone. Knocked away.
He had a great defensive play. It was their 2-point play they used. It was going to go back to Jacob Eason, and I think Deshaun Davis is the guy that knocked it away. Watch Eason. It's going to be a reverse pass. It's their 2-point play. But Davis, number 57, is it? I think it is. It could have been either him or 31. Javaris Davis. Inches away from a touchdown.
So Rodrigo Blankenship comes on. This is from 21 yards out. And snap. And the kick does go through.
Well, we know what Kirby was talking to the linesman about. He wanted to warn the linesman that they had somewhat of a trick play there.
Good job by Jacob Eason of getting the ball down, and the kick is good. And Georgia leads by 6. 15 plays, 65 yards. It took 6 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock. And look at these second half possessions for Auburn.
I will say this, the next one will have a 4 because they got to go for it on every time. They're not going to have another 3 unless they turn it over.
Kerryon Johnson, number 21. He's now carried 22 times for 99 yards, and Nick Chubb for Georgia, 22 carries for 98 yards. Leading ball carriers.
Well, Auburn has been in a lot of tight games.
Yeah. Always going to bring it out. But not very far. Tyreek McGee was one of those there. Number 26.
Yeah, I don't mind to tell you the truth. I think at this time of the game, you're looking for big plays. I mean, it's 2 yards into the end zone. Go for it. You might break it all the way. With an offense that's gone 6 3-and-outs, I try to score any way I can. 18 plays, 24 yards, and now here you go.
White stays in at quarterback, 4 for 16 for a total of 19 yards. Goes right out of the backfield. Kerryon Johnson. Second and 6. Georgia will rush 3.
I think it's the first time. They did it on first down. It's the first time all day I've seen them rush 3. They do it again.
White, right. Out of bounds at the 22. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. That was Marcus Davis with the catch. A Again, what's at stake? Gus Malzahn's team needs a win here and a win at Alabama in 2 weeks, or Alabama wins the West with a Georgia victory tonight. 3rd down 3. 4-man rush. Go right? No. Did he catch it?
Nope.
No.
As I said, if the drive ends, it's going to be 4 plays because they can't punt it again. Inaccurate throw. Was not a good throw. Would have had to been too good of a catch. And when he caught it, he was out of bounds.
4th and 3. White. Incomplete.
Ball game. One of the worst second halves I've seen in a long time for a team playing for a championship.
Gary, total yards in this half. 32.
Not one first down in the second half. This is a team that put over 500 yards rushing against Arkansas. Didn't have it tonight. Not even close. And remember, that defense gave up 2 field goals. A pick 6 will be the difference in the game. With 94 seconds and 1 timeout, 80 seconds is going to be dead in between plays. They got to kill about 12 seconds to get out of the game.
Chuck. 23rd carry.
Remember, 88 seconds to go, and Georgia can kill 80 of them in between plays during this clock. They're just going to take a knee. All Eason has to do is back up and kill a couple seconds. And he will.
There he goes. There's Cameron Petway, injured on what was going to be a touchdown run and cinched the victory over Vanderbilt last week. And he pulled up on the 20-yard line, unable to go today.
Now, Kirby could use another timeout to settle his team down, not to make a mistake. You could do it, or even take a delay a game. It doesn't make any difference.
9 on the play clock.
Let it go all the way down.
Carl Lawson had a shot at Eason and took it.
Yeah, you can't blame him.
No.
Jacob Eason was trying to delay and buy a few more seconds, and Lawson tried to pop the ball loose. Very clean play. He did not take a knee. He was trying to buy time. Georgia defense,
yep.
Kirby Smart, Mel Tucker, you got to give them all the credit in the world. That young defensive line, they're deep, but they hung in there, and the physical play of the Auburn offensive line was not enough.
They did put 1 second back on the clock, so 3 seconds to go. It's over. Georgia. 13-7. And let's go down to Alley the Force with Kirby Smart and Mo Smith.
We also have Nick Chubb down here as well, the heroes of this game. Coach, we'll start with you. You take pride in defense more than anything. It was this guy to your right that had the big pick six to start this half, and you ended the half with one of the biggest stops of the year. How proud are you with the way that your defense played?
I'm super proud. It's not my defense. Coach Tucker does an unbelievable job with that defense. Those kids play so hard for him, and he does a phenomenal job. These two guys right here led all week and helped us, and this is a special win for the University of Georgia.
What does a win like this at home do for the morale, the confidence in this football team?
I think it's huge. You know, we've been on the brink all year, playing well. We just played better as a team today and played a little better on special teams.
Congratulations, Coach. You got it. Maurice, you transferred here from Alabama. You said you had no regrets. You wanted to make a difference. What kind of a difference did you make tonight with this win?
I think I just brought leadership to the table. You know, I just tried to do my best for the team, and I think, you know, we got to continue to strive off of this. We did a great job, all aspects of the game, and, you know, we're loving it right now.
This guy next to you has been waiting a long time for this moment, a game like this, ever since you recovered from injury. You even had a team meeting with the coaches, with Sony Michel, to say, we want to be more involved in this offense. It finally worked. What's it like to see it all come together for you?
It's amazing. It was truly blessing for us to come out here and get this win. It was a full team effort. We all did our part. This guy, only point, scored a touchdown for us. No, we're just blessed.
After all you've been through, what does a win like this do for you mentally, emotionally? What are you feeling right in this moment?
It picks us back up. Been a long season, ups and downs, but getting this win, you know, everyone's spirits are high.
Congratulations, and enjoy the moment, you two. Vern?
Well, there's going to be joy in Athens tonight. They're now 6-4 for the season. Ugg is happy, although he's not showing it right now. NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS New Orleans. I thought before I retired we'd get NCIS Steamboat off. I guess it's not going to happen.
Might be you.
For Gary Danielson and Allie LaForce, Vern Lundquist. So long from Athens. Final score, Georgia 13-7. Chief postgame show is up next.